There are moments in life that feel harmless at first. Moments that slip in quietly, disguised as curiosity, excitement, or a spark of attention we didn't even know we were craving. But some of those moments carry consequences so heavy, they can crush everything we've spent years building. This is the story of a woman who lost her marriage, her home, and her own sense of self because of a choice she never believed she was capable of making. A choice that felt thrilling in the moment, but devastating long after the excitement faded. Her name is Sophia, and what happened to her is the kind of truth people rarely share out loud. Sophia married at 23, an age where most people know what love feels like, but don't yet understand what love requires. She walked into marriage with a hopeful heart, a gentle husband, and a future she believed would naturally work itself out. Her husband wasn't perfect, but he was stable, caring, home-loving, responsible. He built a home for her with consistency, not chaos, with reliability, not thrill, the type of man who doesn't make noise, but shows love through presence. But at 23, Sophia didn't know how valuable that kind of man truly was. She mistook her eagerness for maturity. She mistook her desire for excitement as strength. She didn't realize yet that marriage is a commitment that grows deeper only when both partners grow with it. She loved her husband, but she didn't understand marriage. Not yet. Fast forward a few years. By 31, Sophia was the mother of 3 children, 2 boys in school, a little girl at home, a nanny helping during the day. Her life had become a cycle of routines, predictable, demanding, repetitive. It wasn't that her life was miserable. It was full, but not full of the things she needed to feel alive. She loved her children, but mother had drained her. She loved her husband, but routine hardened her heart. She felt overwhelmed, exhausted, and unseen. Many women know this feeling too well. You're surrounded by people all day, yet you feel completely alone. Sophia wasn't angry with her husband. She was just tired, emotionally tired, physically tired, tired of being needed, but never desired. Yet she never voiced these things. She swallowed them, day after day. She kept moving, because movement was her only option. Then one ordinary afternoon, everything changed. It began in a place almost too ordinary to believe. A simple grocery store, fluorescent lights, shopping baskets, families buying bread and detergent. She reached out for an item on the shelf, and a gentle hand brushed the back of hers. She turned. A tall man stood behind her. Well-dressed, warm smile, confident posture, the kind of presence that feels intentional, not accidental. He apologized softly, made a small joke, asked if she needed help reaching anything. His voice was smooth. His confidence was disarming. His attention was direct to direct. He noticed her, not as a mother, not as a wife, not as a woman buried in routine, but as a woman who still had beauty, energy, presence. Sophia hadn't felt that in years. When she finished shopping, he insisted on paying her bill. She told him no. He smiled again, said it would make him happy, and she let him. He walked her to her car. He complimented her dress. He mentioned her eyes. He made her laugh. She drove home with a flutter in her stomach, and a guilt she chose to ignore. Later that night, while folding laundry, she thought about him. His smile, his attention, his voice. Her mind wandered. Her heart shifted. Her loneliness cracked open just slightly, and that tiny crack was all he needed. 2 days later, her phone buzzed. A message. "Can we grab coffee? I enjoyed seeing you." Her heart raced. She hesitated, but only for a moment. Then she replied, "Yes." Coffee turned into conversation. Conversation turned into connection. Connection turned into vulnerability. This man didn't just talk. He listened, deeply, patiently, strategically. He said things she had longed to hear. "You seem intelligent. You're so elegant. You're clearly misunderstood at home. I can see how much you give. You deserve happiness." He mirrored every emotional gap in her marriage. It felt magical. But some people call this emotional grooming. Not all kindness is kindness. Some kindness is calculated. After hours of conversation, he leaned closer, lowered his voice, and suggested they go somewhere private. Sophia didn't protest. Not because she was reckless, but because she was broken in places she never admitted. They booked a room. The door closed, and one decision rewrote the story of her life. When Sophia returned home that evening, she didn't walk in as the same woman. Her perspective shifted. Her emotions twisted. Her loyalty weakened. She looked at her husband, and everything about him felt dull. His stability felt boring. His routines felt predictable. His quiet love felt insufficient. She compared the thrill of the stranger to the calmness of her husband. One made her heart race. The other made her feel tired. This is how emotional deception begins. Not instantly, gradually, quietly, devastatingly. Sophia withdrew from her husband. She withheld intimacy. She stopped smiling around him. She stopped appreciating him. Meanwhile, the stranger filled her life with texts, compliments, affection. He created suspense. He provided excitement. He gave her a version of herself she wanted to believe existed. Their meetings continued. Their secrecy deepened. Their bond grew. Then one day, the stranger made a bold request. Leave him. Start a real life with me. It wasn't rational. It wasn't safe. It wasn't wise. But she believed him. Emotions blinded judgment. Desire silenced reason. Attention replaced loyalty. Sophia started fights at home. She accused her husband of not understanding her. She claimed she needed space. She packed her bags, and she walked away from her marriage, straight into the arms of the man who had promised her happiness. She believed she was choosing passion, freedom, new beginnings. She had no idea she was stepping into loss. For the first few weeks, everything felt dreamlike. He was sweet, present, attentive, affectionate. She thought she made the right choice. She told herself it was worth the risk. She believed she was finally living the life she deserved. Then, the illusion cracked. After 3 months, the man she left her home for changed, slowly at first, then all at once. He started coming home late, stopped taking her calls, stopped caring about her feelings, stopped pretending. He entertained other women openly, didn't hide it, didn't apologize, didn't slow down. One evening, during an argument, he said something that broke her spirit completely. You have kids with another man. Don't expect me to treat you like a queen. That was the moment Sophia realized the truth. She had left the man who built a home with her for a man who only wanted the thrill of chasing something forbidden. The stranger wasn't a soulmate. He was a distraction, a fantasy, a temporary escape from problems she never addressed. And now, she was alone. Today, 3 years after she walked out of her marriage, Sophia speaks openly about her regret. She doesn't sugarcoat anything. She doesn't defend herself. She doesn't blame anyone else. She owns her mistakes. She lost her home. She lost her husband. She lost her children's respect. She lost her stability. She lost her peace. And she gained nothing meaningful in return. The world outside her marriage was not exciting. It was empty, cold, exhausting, lonely. The thrill vanished. The attention disappeared. The fantasy collapsed. And she was left with consequences she never imagined. Sophia now speaks to women from a place of truth, not judgment. She says, if you're married, protect your home. If you feel lonely, speak up. If you feel unseen, communicate. If you feel overwhelmed, ask for support. But don't seek comfort in the arms of someone outside your home. That attention fades faster than you think. Her message isn't about shame. It's about wisdom, growth, experience. She reminds women. The man who can make you a wife is more valuable than the one who can make you feel attractive for a moment. And her final reminder is simple. Guard your heart. Guard your home. Don't lose everything for someone who offers nothing real. This is not a story about moral perfection. It's a story about human weakness and the cost of choosing fantasy over foundation. Learn from her. Reflect deeply. Protect what matters. Because sometimes the attention that feels flattering is the same attention that destroys everything in its path.